Hey, I only got a short time to be in this live, so I'm going to start as soon as possible. Try to get some more people in here. Where's my little? Hey, sis. Hey, blessings. Hey, Billy. How are you guys? Right, sis. Right. Stop trying to do it. I only have a limited. Hey, CL. I only have a limited amount of time, as I am just sitting here. Hey, Byron. I am on my break, and it has it this. I entitled this "Stop Trying to Get Rid of Your Darker Self." And the reason why I say that is because we work so hard on being. We work so hard on being light, and we work hard. Hey, JC. We work hard on being a particular kind of what we would perceive to be the right kind of energy, whatever. Um, what I in the world was it? I had makeup between my eyes, but anyway, we work very, very hard on trying to be our light selves and our on the positive side of the spectrum, and we work really hard and very diligent. And anything that seem to us to be negative or any perceived ideas of negativity, we try to banish it or to get rid of it. And you don't want that in it. We even teach people that, you don't want this negative energy. You don't want this. You don't want that. You got to get rid of all of these things. Well, reason why I'm rushing so because again I only have a short amount of time, but you, the thing is, you do not need to get rid of your darker self. Your darker self is as much part of your lighter self as your lighter self is. You cannot separate your light from your darkness. I don't care what team you come from, and you have to separate light from darkness. No, your light and your darkness are you. That's who you are, right? Okay, so the difference is people try to get rid of a part of themselves that is necessary. It is necessary for your darker self to be in activation. You need your darker self to be a part of your person. There is really no way that you can work or do to get rid of your darker self because your darker self and you are one, right? Hey, Katrina, you are one. It's like taking this material and flipping it on the other side. I cannot separate the back of this material from the front of this material. The back and the front of this material makes the material. The back and front of you, or the dark and the light of you, make you who you are. The difference is that you master your dark self. You master your dark self, like you master your ego. You're supposed to master your ego, not get rid of your ego. That's the craziest stuff I've ever heard. You gotta get rid of your ego. No, your ego is like your ride or die. Your ego is what keeps you from getting, keeps you with the power to go through circumstances and situations. Your ego and your darker self is what you need in order to handle your ups and downs. Do you realize your darker self is what sometimes what the part of you is the part of you that keeps you afloat? It is how you garner your energy and harness that negative stuff that's happened to you, and you take that negative energy and you transmute it and you alchemically change it into what you need in order to get higher. Why in the world would you want to get rid of your darker self? I've never heard such a thing. Oh, I have. I've heard it. Because we always want to try to look external of ourselves. We need to be delivered from these negative things, and you don't need these things. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You need a tenacious attitude. You need a stank ass attitude when you want to get out of your problems. There's sometimes when I hear the love and light people, love and light, oh, it's so beautiful. I don't want anything that's dark or negative. That's unbalanced. I've said this before. It is not balanced to be light only. There is nothing that is one in nature that is one thing only. You're light and dark, and that's okay. The difference is, again, you do not want your dark side to be in control. You have to harness your energy. You understand that there is a natural push and pull. If you don't have one, you can't appreciate the other. You can't appreciate light if there is no darkness. You can't appreciate the good time if there is no bad time. You have to have them together. When you ride a bicycle, what is it? It's the pedal. The pushing and the pulling and the rotation of the pedal is what makes you go faster. How could you ride your bicycle if you only had one pedal? If it only went one way? How could you ride your bicycle? How could you paddle a boat if you only paddle on one side with one oar? How could you? It is the push and the pull. It is the rhythm of that movement that makes you who you are. You just got to be able to master that. Stop, people. Stop trying to get rid of your dark side. Having said that, I have a dark side. I am equally as happy and as happy-go-lucky and as loving and caring and full of energy and vitality. I have a darker side that is equal almost to the other side, right? So I work constantly so that I make sure that my darker self does not have all the control. That's all. It is being able to balance between the two. That is what harmony is. You don't want, and when I say balance, I don't mean one side. What I mean is balance in this aspect of harmony. Hey, sis.
Love you.
Love you right back. Okay. Bye. What you want to do is have balance between the two. So you want it to be harmonious, not just balance. Balance is like this. One side, one consistency, one line. Is there anything that is consistent like that? One line, staying the same way all the time? No. The only thing that I know go across the line like that is dead people, right? So you want the blip and highs and lows. Blip, highs and lows. But you want it to be in harmony, whereby it makes one singular sound, right? One singular sound. So you are consistently on the higher level, on the higher vibration, on the higher sound. But you have to have, in order to have a harmonious symphonic sound, you have to have more than one tone. Just bring that tone that you would consider negative or dark under subjection. But do not, sir, ma'am, ever try to get rid of your dark self. Your dark self is your fight or flight kind of ride or die. You need that. You need it. Being dark or having dark times, oh my God. If you think about your life in the darkness, what would be considered darkness, in your hour of need, in your most unhappy, in the saddest part and saddest time in your life, that dark self kept you going. You don't believe me? It's what gave you strength. You don't believe me? Because the first thing you say, like when I was going through depression, when that dark self was in power, I couldn't move. I was stagnated. But when I came to the realization that I could not be in this dark place only, it gave me momentum to get out. So then my higher self, my lighter self, then became engaged. And the two of them worked together to propel me forward so that I can get out of the hole. You have to think about it in that term. So please, sir, and I know this is short, please, sir, and I want to go in a whole lot more than what I'm saying now, but I only have a short amount of time. You cannot, sir, ma'am, y'all, you cannot. Do not get rid of your dark self. Your dark self is your ride or die. Right? You have to bring that part of your subconscious, that part of yourself under subjection so that you can be the powerful entity, the powerful presence, the powerful spirit that you are. You cannot separate light from darkness. It is still there. So I don't know. I know that it has a lot to do with religion, and I know it has a lot to do with all kinds of concepts of spirituality. But if you are going to live a balanced a harmonious life, you have to engage both parts of yourself. And you have to know what part of yourself is in power. You bring those parts of yourself into the forefront. If you need more light, then you be more light. If you need more dark in the situation, then you be more dark in that situation. But between the two, you work on an even keel. That's how you do that. And just master it. So then you become a master of self. I know when to engage my light self, and I know when to engage my dark self. When I need to be able to do some work and to get some work done and to be able to empower myself, I engage my dark self. Y'all think, no, you gotta engage your light self. Your power is in the darkness. The truth is in the darkness. Okay? The truth. The mysteries of who you are is in the darkness. So you have to understand that those things that you know about yourself, we say Myra's not able to stay on, but you are so pretty. Thank you, Myra. Love you, girl. But understand that your power, that you work to keep yourself in harmony, in a harmonious sound. You master your darkness. You master it, but you do not get rid of your darkness. You cannot separate your darkness from your light. You cannot separate that aspect of yourself from the other part of yourself. It's what makes you. It is your sympathetic and your parasympathetic system, nervous system. Do you understand that your nervous system has two aspects? Sympathetic, parasympathetic. Your sympathetic nervous system is that fight or flight part of you. Do you understand that whenever you are faced with a situation where you have to make a decision, or you're faced with a situation where there is stress, that your DNA actually balls up and constricts. This is why you do like this when you're angry. This is why you ball your fists or gnash your teeth when you're angry, because your sympathetic nervous system has been engaged and it is in control. And so every fiber of your being, every cell that you have is engaged in that part of your system whereby your DNA balls up and constricts. Your parasympathetic nervous system is the part of your nervous system, your DNA, which is what elongates your DNA. It causes your DNA to, as it is in a double helix, right? It causes it to expand and to lengthen, right? Your parasympathetic system is part of your nervous system whereby you feel relaxed. It is where that light. When you relax, you do that. That's because every part of your body is engaged in that relaxed state. But you cannot separate the two. It is necessary, if you're faced with a circumstance or situation, that you have those systems in order. So you master them, right? Master them, brothers and sisters. Master them, brothers and sisters. Do not allow anyone to tell you that you have to get rid of your dark self. Have the power to control what you need to control. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm going to have to go. I got to get something to eat and something to drink. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to get in contact with me. Oh, let me tell you too, before I go, I'm doing a head wrapping class this Friday, 6:30. I'll put a link to the class if you want to come. You can it's still time to register for the class, but I will be doing a teaching on African headdress, hair, and how to wrap your hair and what's the purpose of it. But you guys, sirs and ma'am, just again, remember what I said. Don't get rid of your dark self. Just bring it under subjection and control it. Have balance from the standpoint of harmony. Peace and blessings, you all. Bye-bye.